Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Queen of Wands. Now, this might be an older female energy. It could be mom, grandma, could be an older sibling, an aunt, or something like this. I feel like they've passed. Let's put this into some context here. I feel like I feel like this was someone that kind of ruled the roost, right? They were almost a strict, almost a strict person in the household, right? That they kind of called the shots. But now, maybe. Interesting now to get that Emperor energy up there. I feel like they were calling the shots. I feel like maybe they were like a single parent, that they kind of had to take on the role of, like two parents, Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. I like that we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. That really puts a smile on my face. It seems to me, well, let's one thing at a time, Paul. Come on. Mystery card, Tiny Bob Ross, saving it for later. All of that good stuff. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments, and that'll be that. Let's look around the room here. The Major Arcana energy, Wheel of Fortune. I feel like everything in your world is getting bigger and better and expanding and growing, and I just feel like every time you kind of look at it, it's just like bigger and better and bigger and better. I think it really is shocking you. I think things are getting so good and so prosperous that you're wondering like, okay, what's the catch? We're waiting for the other shoe to drop, Things getting so good that you're waiting for the rug to be just yanked out from underneath you. I think that's why we've got this Eight of Cups at the end here, because we're just kind of thinking, this is too good to be true. There has to be something to be upset about, right? We'll get over there. Don't worry about it. I love that Wheel of Fortune. I like that we have our Major Arcana cards over here too. We've got the Emperor and the Chariot. I feel like your family moved around a lot when you were little, and I feel like this older female energy. I feel like it's kind of a mom type figure. I feel like they were kind of strict, or a little bit like aggressive or abrasive, but I feel like they had to be. I think that maybe they were stern, because I think they were doing it on their own in a way. Maybe literally. Maybe it was a single parent situation. I do feel like you moved around a lot when you were little. And I wonder if that kind of gave you this feeling that nothing sticks around. When you're little and you move, you start making new friends at the new school, and then suddenly you got to move again. See, I was the opposite when I was a kid. We never moved. We didn't move a single time. In fact, my parents still live in the same house that they're in. That I grew up in. But I would see all my friends in the neighborhood. I'd make friends. Next year they'd move. Next summer they'd be gone. And so to me it was like nothing ever sticks around. The same kind of feeling, right? So I wonder if that kind of is now with this Wheel of Fortune, this Jupiter energy. This Jupiter energy it's kind of this situation where all of this great stuff is here. Things keep kind of getting better and better and better, but you have this expectation that things are not going to stick around, right? The things are not going to stick around. I'm going to say something that I don't know is going to resonate with very many people, but I kind of feel like when you were a kid, there were a lot of people that would come and go. And I wonder if that was maybe like the parent, if this is, let's say mom, just for instance, if mom had friends that would come and go, or perhaps relationships with people that that you would meet and maybe get attached to, but they would eventually be gone as well, or you would move again, or whatever that kind of thing was. I'm sensing a lot of like people coming in and then people going. And I feel like there's this sense of kind of disappointment about that when you were younger. All right. I don't want to harp too much on that, but I think that this person, I think they have passed now. And I think this was that kind of older female energy, like a mom kind of figure. And I feel like they were rather strict. They were not perfect. But I think that they really did the best that they could for you. And I feel like they didn't need you to like them. They just needed you to learn the lessons that they were teaching you. And I think you have. I think that's why we've got this two of wands here in the path of the serpent. Because now you have this kind of self-possessed authority. Because this person here didn't need anybody else. Right? For them, it was easy for people to just kind of come and go, and they didn't really have these kind of, perhaps didn't have really strong attachments to the places or the people around. So there was this kind of confidence, this kind of self-possessed assertiveness, and this self-directed life. And I think that you acquired the very best of those qualities. And so now you know that you can handle anything. You know how to make your decisions for your life, and you know how to endure what might be some hardships or some heartbreak or some difficult times, and still make the decisions that you have to make, right? Let's talk about the Cancer energy. It does seem to me like there was a lot of moving going on. But I also feel like this was, in a lot of ways, this was preparing you, instructing you in a way, even not really in this kind of fiery, intentional way, but making you understand that you really do want like a forever kind of home, right? So I think that it built a lot of these things into you, yeah. And I think you do want that forever home. I think you, with this Chariot card here, I think that you've been on this quest for this kind of a place to really park the car. Really set down roots, really to stop moving around. Find that place, whether it's physically, like with a home, or whether it's, we're talking about, the career thing or the family, friends. Finding a way to really set down roots, really establish yourself in a place that you can say, this is mine, this is where I belong, and generations after me will still be here. Right? I kind of feel that way. I kind of feel like you're looking for that forever home. And of course, we've got this Four of Pentacles here as well. I feel, did they pass with some sort of a head or a brain thing? This older female energy. I don't know where the other, let's say the other parent, was. It could be a situation where you never knew the other parent, but I feel like this was your caregiver, this particular person. I feel like they passed with some sort of a head thing, yeah. And maybe it was from that point when that happened. I don't think that was too recently. Maybe a couple years, right? Which, I mean, that's still recent. But I feel like when that happened, it kind of gave you this. It was almost like being kind of tossed out of the nest, or like the cord really being cut. Now it's just kind of like, I'm floating out here by myself, I don't know that you have a large family. I don't know if you have a large group of friends right now, you know? So I kind of feel like we're floating and we're looking for this stability. We're looking for a good place to land. Is there a connection with hot air balloons with you? I almost wonder if you've taken some hot air balloon rides, or I don't know if you're a pilot of a hot air balloon, something with those kinds of things, you know, with the baskets underneath them. But I feel like you're looking for a good place to set her down. Yeah. And that could be a metaphor for just kind of the way we've been going through life for a while. Yeah. But it's time to set her down. And I think you are setting it down, and we're starting to get this Jupiter energy. We're starting to get this kind of security, safety, this prosperity. This is really thriving here. Things just seem to be getting better and better. Why? When is it going to be taken away? When's it going to be yanked away from me? I hope in this instance it's not. It never will be, right? We got a 3 of Pentacles underneath the surface here. This is you understanding the process of change on the physical plane. You understand now why there was a lot of movement, why there was a lot of moving around. In a lot of ways, this is you, and I think this person's still here with you in spirit. I think that they know what you're going through, and they're proud of you. They feel like their job is done, like they did a good job with you because you have this strong, powerful, kind of a take no BS energy, right? You still have longing, you still have desires and wants and needs, but you have this power about you that's that says, you know, I know what I need, but I'm not just going to take anything. You know, it's that kind of quality that you're looking for, right? So the 3 of Pentacles, I think, is you understanding why things happened as they did when you were little. You understand maybe like why you guys had to move around so much. You understand why this figure, we can call it mom, we can just say older female energy. You know why this energy did what it did. You know, that you understand that. Things are clear to you. We've got this Ace of Swords in the future position. In some ways, this is you kind of maturing away from this old energy, from this past, this childhood energy, and kind of, you know, almost like sailing off, almost like you're in that hot air balloon, and you just kind of cut the cord that's tying you to the earth, and then it starts sailing away, right? And then we're on this journey, kind of looking for our place, looking for our forever home. Spirit's telling me to mention the shellfish. Maybe you're allergic to shellfish. Maybe this older female energy was allergic to shellfish. Sometimes these details come in. I don't know how they connect, but they connect with someone that's watching. And it's meant as a confirmation, as a validation. It's meant to offer some synchronicities to some of you out there. And if these details don't resonate with you, that's fine. Just leave them for the next person, okay? It doesn't take away from the overall meaning here, which seems to me that things are getting and will continue to improve in your life in such a degree that I think it's really going to force you to kind of think about things differently. I think it's bringing up a lot of this past childhood energy, because it's like things aren't being ripped away, that things seem like they're stable. It seems like I'm really establishing roots here, and that this can be a very solid thing for me. Yeah. Things are kind of exceeding your expectations here. And that's, I think, a prompt for all of us to kind of reevaluate what those expectations are. You know, if something exceeds the boundary, then we got to rethink that boundary. Yeah. If we've grown beyond this kind of allotment that we felt is for us, maybe we got to rethink where we're setting our kind of boundary lines, right? And I get that also with the Chariot card too, because I feel like this is This is a pattern, a learned kind of ingrained, imprinted energy on us that we now have to reevaluate that because life is a lot different now than it was. These are those expectations. This is the fence that we sometimes build around us and say, I'm free to move about. I have absolute freedom, but only in this section. Only within the fence that has been put around me by past history, by upbringing, by all these things. And I think that's part of this Ace of Swords too, is that we're starting to now rethink where we've drawn those boundaries and those lines. Those things that we once expected for ourselves or kind of thought like, this is just the way life is. Now we're learning that no, life is so much more than what we expected. Things keep getting better and better and better. I think you're going to be wealthy and successful. It seems like you're just kind of stepping into good luck again and again and again. Where it's kind of now we're starting to scratch our head and think, maybe it's not luck. Maybe there's something more going on here, In this sort of a situation, I can understand. Good things happen to you, and you think, nah, there's no way. That's a one-off. I just got lucky. It's a joke. It's gonna be taken away. There's no way this is for me. There's no way this is going to be permanent and lasting. We need to change those beliefs and those thought patterns. Those things get into our minds, and they take root in our minds. They make themselves at home in our brains and our minds and our souls, and they start multiplying, right? They really infect us, and they kind of take over our thought process. So I think the Ace of Swords is really us reevaluating all of that. Yeah. Reevaluating where we set the bar for our own lives, right? Set the bar high as you can imagine, right? Let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, all right? And I really do appreciate it. All right, let's keep going here. Spirit showing me your favorite coffee or tea mug. I think it's tea because I see the little string hanging out the side of it. I don't know if you drink a lot of chamomile tea, but I feel like you have a very special mug. And I feel like you've had that mug for a long time. And I wonder if that's kind of a symbol of longevity, I don't know if you're one of those people that you have like a tea cup or a coffee cup that you rinse it out, but you don't wash it. In other words, you let it kind of seasons the cup, right? I don't know if anybody actually does this, but this is what I'm seeing. That it just kind of, it builds up, and maybe this is just really too far out there for anyone, but it feels like it builds up something kind of on the inside. It's like, seasoning a cast iron pan, you're not supposed to wash it. You're just, I guess, supposed to wipe it out. I don't know. I've never had one. But I kind of feel it's the same way with this cup, like it's just seasoned or something, right? I don't know what that's about. It could be that it is, I guess, an heirloom. It could be that it belonged to this older female energy, and that's why it's not really being washed or scrubbed out. It's, rinsed or it's wiped out or whatever, but it's not like scrubbed clean. Trying to keep the vibrations on there or something, right? Something like that. Something with the coffee or the tea mug. Anyway, the Two of Wands. We talked about that, and that really is your confidence. This is your decision making. This is you with that self-possessed, confident, assertive energy. But I feel like this is also your fond memories of this older female energy. Now, they were strict. It was some kind of rough times. But I feel like it was the two of you, I feel like the two of you were just like, you were in it together, It's kind of like us against the world kind of thing. Yeah. And Spirit wants me to tell you that you're still like this with them. They're still with you. They're proud of you. And they see what's going on in your life with this Wheel of Fortune energy. And they want you to enjoy it. You know? I don't know if you're dealing with anything with lawyers. Is there some kind of legal thing pending for you? Spirit's telling me to ask about the lawyer. What is it with the lawyer? Do you need one? Do you need to get rid of one? Do you need to call them? Are they calling you right now? Something with the lawyer. Okay. It might have something to do with property or with finances or something. It could be something related to the Wheel of Fortune. I'm not really feeling that it is, but I guess we'll see. We talked about the Wheel of Fortune a lot, and I really think that is life getting so much better. Just on and on and on. Like everything that you step into just seems like it's kind of going your way. Maybe that's why you got to call the lawyer. Maybe that's why you need to answer your phone right now. There's some kind of a legal something calling you, trying to get in touch with you is what I'm feeling. And you know, maybe it's more good news, right? Maybe it's more good news. I feel with these two cards that you don't expect it to ever be good news. The obstacle for you is to accept that your cups are filling up. You know, this is the hardest card. This is this position. This is the position of fears, worries, concerns. This is the obstacle. Feeling full, feeling complete, feeling satisfied. Feeling that everything is going well. It's kind of like when you feel in your life that you have no complaints, we start to think, wait a minute. Pinch yourself, right? We're dreaming. There's no way that everything in my life can be pretty good. You know, there's always room for improvement, obviously. I think that you're looking for more kind of intimate relationships. But the idea of putting down roots, of having your forever home, of finding, you know, your people, your tribe, everything seems like it's going pretty well. Right? So we start looking for those red flags. We start looking for the trouble. We start looking for the bad news, for those the troubles. We start looking for cracks in our chalice, in our goblets, in our coffee mug. We start trying to find something wrong with it. And if you look hard enough, you will find something. So sometimes this card is the glass half full versus glass half empty. There's still the same amount of water in there, right? But we could look at that as being, wow, I'm already halfway there. Like, that's fantastic. Or we can say, gosh, my life's only half of what I wanted it to be, you know? So we start looking at, and it's all perspective. We start looking at life as at the things we don't have, the things that are going wrong. And if there aren't any things readily available, you'll find something, you'll make something. Or we could look at it as everything's going in the right direction. These cups are filling up. And pretty soon you're going to have a life that is absolutely dream come true, everything that you ever would have wanted for yourself. And the difficult thing here is trusting in that and believing in that and allowing yourself to enjoy that. I want to look at that mystery card. I want to see if this is going to be a 9 or a 10 of cups or pentacles. Pentacles would be nice. I think I'd like to see this 4 of pentacles becoming like a forever home, right? A 9 of pentacles right here would be just beautiful. A 10, 9 or a 10. Or an Empress energy, I think would be very special right now. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's take a look. Well, a King of Wands. Okay. A little bit of air, a little bit of fire. I guess that makes sense. It's kind of anticlimactic, right? It works, though. I mean, I like it. And this is us kind of reevaluating these boundaries. And I think that's really the focus here. And it does relate and extend off of this 8 of Cups. Because if we look at the 8 of Cups that way, then we can kind of see that we're expecting the worst. Well, we're going to get we're going to get something that kind of confirms that, oh yeah, see, I was right. But if we start reevaluating our boundary lines, our property lines, our expectations for ourselves, and I think that's the King of Wands, we're intentionally kind of raising the bar for our lives, for ourselves, for what we expect in our lives, what we want, what we're going after. And then we're going after it, right? We got that fire energy. So it's kind of like if you set the bar really low, then that's what you're going to go for, right? And then, yeah, maybe you won't be disappointed. Maybe things will be exactly how you expected them to be. If you set the bar really, really high, it might take you longer to get there. It might be moments where you're only halfway there. And then we've got to deal with that perspective that we're talking about. I want to look maybe one more card. Yeah. What card should we use? Let's see. No, you know what we should do is an I Ching card. These are the 64 cards of the I Ching that represent the wisdom of the ancient Chinese sages. And also there's a really good book that just came out by Benabel Wen. It's I Ching, the Oracle. It's a tome. It's like 900 pages, big, thick, hardcover book, wonderful. If you're looking to study the I Ching, get her book. I don't know the lady, but her work really is very easy to follow, but it's also very in-depth and very complex. And it's all referenced and footnoted. This is not a sales pitch, but I really do like her work. So if you're looking to learn more about the I Ching, try checking out that one. Well, we're going to cast a hexagram right now, and I know this is not the correct way to do that, but it's my show, and I can do that if I want. I want to see one more piece of wisdom today. I want to find the hexagram that will connect all of this together. Yeah. There we go. That's the one. 2, the earth. The second hexagram. Lovely. And it makes sense too, because we're talking about setting down roots. We're talking about finding our spot, finding our place, finding our people, landing that hot air balloon, finding a good place to set her down, right? We've got earth. Perfect already. Wonderful confirmation. But let's look at the card. It says earth, from the source, creating success. The constancy of a mare bears fruit. A noble one has a direction to go. At first, confusion. Later, gains a master. Peaceful constancy brings good fortune. Well, we got the good fortune. Gaining the master, that's interesting. I wonder if gaining the master is us really kind of invoking our higher self. We've got this emperor energy up here. Invoking our higher self to really lead us, right? This card's all about being led. Partners with creative force in the flow of creation. Well, I wonder if this is the creative force. Is this the fire energy that we see, right? The Emperor and the Two of Wands. You're partnering with the creative force in the flow of creation. When you have a mare's constancy, you will be steadily loyal to the truth and action. The noble one has a direction in mind, but the route not planned out. At first, there are many possibilities, but once you begin, guidance and signs can be received to light your way. How are you being guided? How can you lend your strength? To me, the hexagram here is all about, it's not really about asserting ourselves and trying to force things. It's about flowing with that process. So to me, we are being led by this higher divine energy, by this authority in our lives. Just kind of the way in our childhood we were led by that older female energy, and we didn't really know what was going on or why, and we felt a certain way about it, but they had kind of the right intentions. And now you understand, remember I said, you understand why things had to go that way. So it's very similar now with this I Ching card, with the Earth card, that says you have to be led by something higher. And to me, it's kind of the same thing. We're trusting in this higher power, this higher energy, this Jupiter energy, this Emperor energy, right? The spiritual energy, higher self, true self, God, goddess, deity. And we're allowing ourselves to be led into this future. if it was up to us, we'd be resisting it. We'd be finding red flags. We'd be like lowering our expectations. I think this hexagram really does hit home. And it is by allowing ourselves to be led that we're coming exactly where we need to go, that we're arriving at exactly where we need to be. I hope that makes sense. And I hope you will study the I Ching. Look up hexagram number 2. Yeah, Earth. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link that's up here in the corner, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Pisces every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. I'm here every day. Just come on back tomorrow. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.